Hi, it's Heike, and today I'm diving into a topic that many of you have wondered about, dabbled a little bit with, or are super convinced and doing it right now. But before I tell you what it is, I want to ask you some questions to think about perhaps what today's topic might be. Do you wonder why you don't lose weight and you try diet after diet? Why you don't feel stronger after all those classes you took and gardening is still super hard on your back? Why you can't seem to run after the grandkids without getting out of breath? Why your muscles are more stiff than you can remember and now picking up your socks off the floor is a chore and you grab them with your toes instead of bending down? Does that resonate a little bit with you? Some of the things probably are. And you may have thought about hiring a fitness coach, but you're not sure. What's the difference between a personal trainer and a fitness coach? Why would you hire a coach? What are the benefits of hiring a fitness coach? And what to look for when it comes to find the person that is right for you. And this, my friend, is what we're talking about today at the Pursue Your Spark podcast. Let's dive in. I'm Heike Yates, a fitness and nutrition coach with 30 years of experience. I empower empty nester moms over 50 to take back their health and strength to feel vibrant in their second half of life. Right now, you're joined by thousands of empty nester moms around the world who stop dimming their light and instead ignite their spark. On this podcast, I do what I do best, taking complicated information about fitness, nutrition, and mindset strategies and breaking it down into baby steps that are simple, actionable, and reliable so you can implement them into your life. I regularly interview some of the most inspiring guests who share their honest stories on how they went from their worst to their best in life so that you know you're not alone in your struggles. Join me as we redefine what aging looks and feels like by taking action and saying, yes, I can. This is the Pursue Your Spark podcast. If the answer is yes, totally, then you are in the market to hire a fitness coach, my friend. But the first thing that comes to mind when you think of hiring somebody that you work with one-on-one, who would you hire? And it can be right out scary to go around and say, wow, should I just Google? Do I go on Instagram? Should I ask my friends? I don't know. Or should I join a gym? There's a lot of variables. And it's also individual training is more expensive than, for instance, if you've jumped from a free program to a free program just to save a few bucks. Each time you're excited that you'll reach your goals, but after the initial 14 days of free trial, you move on to the next one. And you never really reach your full potential and your goals because you're not following a strategy that has proven success. So you're wrangling yourself along, trying to save a little money. But if the answer is yes to or absolutely to some of the questions I asked you, that is where the help of a qualified fitness and wellness coach comes in. You know, in my 30 years in the industry, I've worked for gyms, smaller studios. I trained clients in their homes. I train people online in small or large groups or individual training. And I want you to make the best choice when it comes to your health and what is right for you and your lifestyle as an empty nester mom. Or if you're not an empty nester mom, but you're a woman over 50, you want to listen and lean in close because let's get personal with a fitness trainer and why you might consider hiring a coach. First, let's clarify what the difference is between a personal trainer and a fitness coach. Knowing the difference between a fitness coach versus a personal trainer is an important distinction. A fitness coach reaches beyond teaching you the skills of fitness training. A personal trainer provides great input for your workouts and will help you make the most out of your workout, but a fitness coach goes beyond the physical part. A fitness coach provides training programs and how-tos when it comes to your workouts, plus focuses on what you need outside your training sessions. I always compare my training sessions with going to my hairdresser. I've been with my hairdresser for at least 15 years. And when you're sitting on the chair, getting highlights, balayage, haircut, perms, whatever it is you're getting, you are chatting. You may tell your hairdresser things that nobody in your family knows. Your husband, your wife, your spouse, your significant other, and you know that what you tell your hairdresser will be sacred. There's like a secret, sacred bond. And that's the way I feel about fitness coaching as well. Anybody that works with me and tells me very personal information, that doesn't go beyond that room. That doesn't go beyond the computer as we're working one-on-one. Nobody will know about it. And a fitness coach builds a relationship with you, just like I do with my hairdresser. And I do this with all my clients. And it helps, that coach helps you not only reach your fitness goals, but also physical, mental, and social health. How many times has somebody asked me about stuff with their kids, or how to deal with a relationship, or if she should do this and should do that, or where they are emotionally when they come in and they say, Heike, I am so stressed, or Heike, I haven't slept. I can have, after 30 years, I have answers for all of those. And I sometimes even help with relationship advice. I know, but one of my clients has been working with me for 18 years. And I know her inside out. And that is what you want to look for in a fitness coach. Now, can anyone hire a fitness coach? Absolutely. A fitness coach is not just for people who want to get in shape. Some people that are new to exercise may feel intimidated, like I said earlier, to hire a coach because they don't know anything about a fitness coach or a program and how valuable this resource can be to all people, male, female, kids. And over my 30 years, I started training anybody, men and women. And my youngest client at some point was 8, and my oldest client was 93. So I trained a big variety of clients. And just the other day, a new client started working with me. And she was diagnosed with early onset of menopause, osteoporosis, and osteopenia. And she texted me or emailed me and said, Heike, can you help? And I was like, absolutely, I can help you. She comes to a session, we do our intake form, and I found out that she's really never exercised outside of college. She has 2 kids, but she's not into running, walking, biking, swimming, any of that. She's like, but I have a wake-up call because I have low bone density already. What can I do? So I started her off with baby steps, exercises that she can do every day at home, no question asked, no problem, and that she understands what she's doing. So that's the brand new client. Some of the reasons you might want to consider hiring a fitness coach is that you may want to learn a new skill, like how to do the Pilates mat work on your own. Others come because they want to recover from injuries and want to find exercises that they can add to their injury prevention, what I call toolbox. All of my clients have toolboxes for whatever is going on in their lives. And others want to just customize a workout that they can follow on their own without supervision for 6 to 8 weeks or longer. And they just need a refresher and a booster. And, if you're listening to this episode, I would love it if you would write a review on the Apple or iTunes podcast. This will really help the show to be seen by more. Also, spread it far and wide with your friends. If you love my content and my guests that I have, share my episodes with all of your friends, your family, your neighbors, whoever, co-workers. And by leaving a review on Apple, not only will you help more people find us, but also my ratings will increase for more people to find me because of the ratings and the time you're listening to the podcast. So let's dive into the 5 reasons to consider hiring a fitness coach. The number 1 is you're not seeing results. If you've been exercising for several months or even years and you don't see any changes in your body composition or weight, depending on what you're looking for, then it's time to hire a fitness coach. As we're especially now going through menopause, it can be particularly tough to stay in control of our weight and body fat. And here's what a qualified fitness coach can do. Evaluate your current program and examine your goals, finding out if your goals are aligned with what the program actually is that you have. You may have taken a newspaper article or magazine article and say, oh, this is a great workout. I follow that program, but it may not be aligned with your goals and not produce the results you're looking for. Then this is also the person that helps you stay motivated. When you don't feel like exercising, when you can't come up with a new exercise or a new routine, or just show up and get your butt ski either online for a training or in person. And a fitness coach gives you the extra little push you need. Sometimes, if you're already exercising and you are number 1, you're not seeing results, maybe you're not working out hard enough. And maybe you need somebody who says, listen, we need to move up to the next weight. Being with the 3-pounders is no longer giving you the results you're looking for. And that brings me to a fitness coach will hold you accountable. You gotta show up. You're paying your money. It's not wasting your time, and is saying, okay, let's see, is what we're doing actually working? If not, we need to reevaluate your current program. Number 2 is you don't know where to start. Like my example earlier, you're new to exercise and starting something new can be quite scary. Number 1, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to look silly. You don't want to do the wrong exercise or the wrong type of exercise. You may wonder, should you do cardio? But what kind? What's best for my body over 50? Strength training, but you don't want to get bulky. Are weights better than bands? Here is where the expertise of a fitness coach is really needed and super beneficial and worth every penny you're spending. A fitness coach will help you get started with the exercise that is most beneficial for you at that time. And that changes as you get stronger, fitter, healthier. You need to adapt what it is that you're doing or have done in the past. He or she will create a program that doesn't feel overwhelming. So not 20 exercises that you don't even know how to do. But like my example, little exercises that can be done that have a progression, as I like to coach. So it's like from standing to seated to kneeling to on the floor. So you visualize your workout. Now, a coach will also show you how to do the exercises correctly. I used to be a bodybuilder, and we used to say, oh, did you read Muscle and Fiction? Not the name of the magazine, but that's what everybody would follow and try to produce those exercises from the magazine, which were far from what they, in many cases, should be looking like. And the results didn't show because it was just some crazy weirdo exercise. Now, if you are at the state where you want to start but don't know how, a coach will encourage you and keep asking questions. Is it working? How is your body? How does it feel? Do you understand the exercise? And he or she will help you keep going when you feel discouraged about the progress. Sometimes we dive into a program and thinking, I should be doing a Pilates roll-up day one. Doesn't happen all the time. But there's little steps you can take that bring you to that level. And number 3 is you might be bored with the same old workouts. A qualified trainer will help you get out of the rut and show you new or modified workouts that inspire you to reach further. Getting out of the rut, doing the same thing over and over is so boring. It is good for a while as you're establishing your strength, your flexibility, but then things need to change as the body adapts and you're basically doing the routine on autopilot. Something needs to change. A coach will also challenge your workout intensity and pushing you to do harder workouts. No longer will you be doing your plank, holding your planks for you. Probably could do it for 10 minutes by now. But oh boy, is that boring. What happens if you lift up one arm? Whoa, that is where the core starts kicking in. And that's where a coach can make recommendations, adjustments, and say, come on, let's do something a little harder. And a coach introduces new ways of using your current equipment or different ways to do some of the exercises like my plank example. You know, we all have big balls, or many of us, I shouldn't say all. Many of us have those big stability balls at home. We have some bands and we get stuck with the same exercise because we know how to do it. We know what it feels like, but when it's time to change and you're bored and you're like not seeing results, time to get a coach to help you out. Number 4 is if you need accountability or motivation. A personal trainer is surely going to motivate you with new exercises, encouragement, and motivation to keep going. Accountability is big. You have an appointment. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to send a text and say, oh, I'm late, or I have an excuse. You get your reminder to show up Monday morning, 9 o'clock, and this is on your books. You know, show up, or else, at least in my case, I'm like, I get it if you can't make it, but you paid for me, you paid for my time, and I want you to reach those next goals. Let's do this. And you're making a commitment to your coach and yourself by keeping your appointment. You know, I have clients that are super busy with work. They're working 70, 80 hours a week. And they tell me, Heike, I can't find time to exercise. I encourage them to do one exercise a day. And somehow that doesn't happen because they're so stressed out. But you know what? And I'm thinking about one person in particular. She shows up every week on the dot, 7 a.m. She shows up. She tells me I have 35 minutes and we're busting loose. I am so proud of her that she is making the commitment to work with me every week, even if it's just for 35 minutes and not for a whole hour. But she's there, she's committed, and I am so proud of her. So accountability is right there. The time and money time and money are definitely two powerful motivators to keep you going and showing up. You don't want to waste your money. Get the best or the most out of the time that you can allot. And finally, number 5, if you have a specific injury or medical condition, after getting clearance from a medical professional, a qualified fitness coach designs a program that is specifically designed for your condition. And I'll talk about the qualifications to look for in a bit. But in my practice as a Pilates coach for over almost 25 years, and fitness coach for 35 years, and same for nutrition, I have a lot of expertise with many conditions, and people often come because of back pain, arthritis. I work with breast cancer survivors, men and female that have scoliosis, or somebody that has a physical therapy program ending and don't know where to go from there. Or some people come for a combo out of strength, fitness training, Pilates training, and nutrition coaching. So it's like a whole little package. But here I am really specifically looking for what the medical condition is or the specific injury. Now here is where a qualified coach can help you get stronger, assisting you in recovery of an injury. For instance, after a fall, could be during a run or because you're older or you just tripped. He or she is showing you the correct exercises for your condition. And as I mentioned earlier, I also work with breast cancer survivors, and that is a very different field in Pilates that you really need to address very different aspects of what's going on with your client. And a qualified coach will also create a program that is for you and your body and not a generic plan. This is helping you to also understand what exercises are beneficial and which exercises you can incorporate into your everyday life, like getting out of bed. Are you rolling onto your side to sit up by using your arms and swinging the legs over the edge? Many people don't, and it's much more beneficial for your spine to do it that way. But also, a coach will show you how to do the exercises the correct way. So no guessing, no worrying that you get injured. You follow the instructions. You know that what this coach is teaching you is the right thing for you. So here are the 5 reasons to consider hiring a fitness coach. You're not seeing results. You do not know where to start and you're new. You're bored with the same old workouts. You may need accountability or motivation, or you have a specific injury or medical condition that needs looking after, and it's not just a generic program. Well, there are good trainers and there are not so good trainers. But how do you know if you got a good trainer? Don't hire the first person you come across, but interview him or her and find out if you are compatible. After all, personal training is personal. Once you feel a connection and know that the coach you're trying to hire is attentive to your needs and understands your goals and health history, it's time to get to know him or her better and start the hiring process. Now, here's a great story of a client years and years and years ago. This client was an attorney or is an attorney, and he had taken Pilates at a spa weekend or a week-long retreat, and he really liked Pilates, and he had some severe modifications that he needed for his body, as one of his arms was significantly shorter than the other. So clearly he was concerned that this is going to work for him and what this person would actually do. So when we talked, he came to see me in person, and we talked in depth about each of his concerns. How would I do this exercise? Could I do that? What are the results that I promise him? When can he see the results? What would I do if this and that happens? It was a grilling interview, to say the least, and I was sweating bullets. I'm hoping, I hope I answered all the right questions, but he was very thorough in his research, and he said, I don't want to waste my money and my time. And I want to know that this person is actually can help me and that she has the credentials that she says she has. And here are 8 credentials to look for in a fitness coach. If you're a fitness coach, or if your fitness coach that you want to hire doesn't pass each item on the list, you may want to continue looking for a trainer or coach who does. Number 1 is education and certifications. Know what specific certifications are necessary for them to do their job. There are certifications out there that you take an online test and you're done. So nobody tests you on your knowledge, actually just a check the box thing, and you are certified in. And I remember way back in the days when I just became a coach and trainer, and I was learning. And at the gym at this time, there was a trainer on the floor that looked really fit, coaching people all kinds of things. And I was green behind my ears, so I didn't know any thing if that was good or not. And later on, I learned that many of the things were just nonsense. But may as it be, he was very assertive. He looked like he knew what he was doing. He had 0 certifications. The only certification and education he had was that he was a former bodybuilder. And I'm a former bodybuilder, but based on the training that I experienced myself, I would not train somebody that way or assume that this would be an education. I mean, being a bodybuilder doesn't mean you know anatomy, doesn't mean you know how to do exercises correctly. And thinking back in the days, boy, oh boy, did we do exercises like the pre-stretching before you do your chest workout with weights. So the pre-stretching is you go into a range of movement that's unhealthy for your spine and your back and your shoulders, and oftentimes leads to injuries. So once you find your coach, ask about the education and certifications and do some research of where they're coming from. I know it's a pain in the buttski, but you know what? You are worth it. Number 2, your coach performs assessments. That means that you have a starting point with your goals, and that there is a process of measurement that you know if you want to lose body fat, your starting point is X amount of body fat, X amount of circumference that you're measuring. Maybe even stepping on the scale just to have different forms of assessments, taking pictures of your body, because not one form of assessment shows or tells the whole picture. So there has to be an assessment process that a few months later, or however long you're going to stay with your coach, you can say, so how am I doing with my progress? And also this gives the coach a idea and guidance whether the program that he or she designed is actually working. Number 3 is they focus on progression and rest. Like I said with number 2, once you have assessment, you know where the client is going, and the coach does not give you the same exercises month in and month out. There has to be a change in repetitions, in weight, in a certain type of approach, that different things are happening, like that you work on your flexibility, that you work on your strength, that you work on functional movements, because we don't live in the gym. And as I always say about Pilates, we do not spend our life lying down like many of the Pilates exercises are. And that your coach emphasizes rest, because in rest, we get stronger, we heal, we repair. This is where actually the magic happens. This is where we get stronger, that we get leaner, there we reduce our stress. So there's a lot to be said about rest. Number 4 is they don't ignore nutrition. Now, they may not be a nutrition coach like I am. I have a sports nutrition certification with PN Nutrition, and they may know general nutrition, which is totally fine. If you're the person who says, I want to eat healthy, and you don't know what eating healthy means, a coach can help you with that. And the more qualified they are, the more in depth they can help you. Number 5 is they walk the talk. Many times clients say, hey, do you still do Pilates? And I'm like, heck yeah, of course I'm doing Pilates. Otherwise, I wouldn't be feeling the way I am and the way I'm moving and the strength and the flexibility and all this together. If your trainer, coach, does not walk the talk, find somebody else. Number 6 is they have client testimonials. Read those client testimonials. See what people really like about this coach, what they appreciate, how they describe the training. It's a very eye-opening information for you. Number 7, a qualified coach believes in you and supports you no matter what. They support you on a crappy day and on a good day, on a day where you woke up at 4 a.m. and you haven't gone to sleep and you show up for your 7 a.m. either online or in studio session. They are there and they are understanding, and they will be able to modify the workout based on your experience throughout the day. Because I do this all the time. My clients show up and say, "Hi, Gay, I've been up since 4 in the morning and I'm just whooped. Man, I just want to sleep." And I redesign the session for that day. And finally, number 8, they help you with other struggles in your life. Like here with the sleep. Let's use that example. As my client says, "I can't sleep." We're going over sleep habits. Why are you not sleeping well? What could be a contributing factor? Let's eliminate some of those stressors that cause you not to sleep well. And so we're looking into managing stress or sleep or whatever it is that comes along, and it's part of the credentials of a fitness coach. But you might wonder, if you've never done a personal coaching session, what does it look like? What do they actually do there? So let's assume you found the right coach and you set up your appointment. There's a difference on how appointments might be conducted based on where you're meeting and working with your coach. Let's take the gym. In most gyms, you have a few appointments ahead of the actual workout, where you'll do a performance assessment in form of measuring weight, height, flexibility, body fat, blood pressure, and you fill out a general intake form around your health. Once you hired this trainer, usually the trainer does the assessment because you're buying sessions from him or her, so he or she is going to do the assessment. Your coach will design a workout that is based on the information that they gather from all those things. Then they work out with you on the machines in the gym, the balls, kettlebells, or other equipment that is available at the gym, while your personal trainer is coaching and watching your workouts. A gym can be exciting, but also can get crowded during certain times. So that is in a nutshell what it would be like. In a small boutique studio, there's a little bit more of a personal approach. You'll go through a similar assessment process, like I mentioned, but without lots of people milling around. It's usually more quiet and more laid back. You might find yourself surrounded by a small group class and you'll train next to them. But this depends on the studio space that you have, but you know that there will be fewer people overall and more personalized environment right there. Now, I still have a brick and mortar personal Pilates fitness nutrition studio, and in my Pilates studio, I see one person at a time. Actually, it's online, one person at a time, or in person at a time, one person at a time. And it's super private, as there are no other people working out and there are no classes going on. My intake process is similar to the one I mentioned, but as most people come to me for Pilates nutrition coaching and rehabilitation and how to stay fit